Astro Duel 2 is a pixelated twin-stick shooter, but this one is special as it combines top-down space shooter and platformer fighter.
The other thing that's special about this game is that there are a lot of split-screen games out there, but this one allows you to play either against your friends or with them. One of the main modes is Versus, where you can play with up to 6 human players. Which gets pretty chaotic, but if it's just you playing, it has full bot support, so you can add up to you and 5 bots. The other mode is Bounty mode, which is kind of like the opportunity for you and your friends to go on an adventure in space. 1 to 3 players through that, going through different maps to complete different jobs, trying to save up enough money to complete your objectives. And after enough play, you can unlock the cash grab mode, which is kind of like capture the flag. You have to grab a safe and keep it away from the other team as long as possible.
And you have several spaceships to your disposal, like Phoenix, Drill, Heavy, or Red. Each one has a different firepower, some have melee, with each one different skills. And the main thing here is there's not a big map, this is just one screen, and if the 2 rockets gets too far from each other, it's gonna zoom out, so it's very small, compact maps. There's a several one, each one is different, and then combine the rocket ones with the platforms. There's a lot of guns or different kind of rockets. There's shields, shotguns, grenades, lasers, even nuke or scarlet shot.
And the other cool thing about this game is how it combines arcadey space fighter with platform fighter. Because in many of the maps there are areas where you can fly through an anti-gravity wall, and then your pilot can bounce around these interior areas and do some platform fighting with guns or swords. And anytime you want, you just jump back through the gravity wall and you again start fighting as a ship.
And there is a destructible environment, quite fully, but only with the big guns. You cannot do it with the basic guns, but there is like a nuke, or some enemies have a big guns and they can destroy half of the map suddenly.
Even the interior areas, they're inside a house, so half of that area can get blown up as well. It gets quite chaotic.
But the question is, should you
play it? But first, you should know that this game is free right now, actually. Yeah. Starting March 7th, 2024, the game just released. It's completely new, but for 1 week, it is free on the Epic Game Store. If you claim it during that time, you can keep it forever. After that week, it's going to be paid, so you should grab it now. That is what we do on this channel. We play and review every free weekly game from the Epic Game Store, so if you subscribe, you'll never have to be bored ever again.
We haven't played the first Astro Duel, but our understanding is the only difference, the main difference is that you cannot get to the platformer part. You can still get out of the spaceships. This is, I think, mainly best for people who have other people to play it with, because it's couch co-op game. There's no online multiplayer, it's all local on one screen. That's how I think it's meant to be played. There is a solo possibility, you can play with bots. It's more like for training, I guess. It is a fun. It doesn't look like much fun because it's very pixelated and a little bit simple, but there's enough variety. And since it's free, I have to recommend it if you have at least 1 player to play it with.
Yeah, I have to agree with all of that. And I would say if you know the game Worms, I feel a lot of similarity there. This is real time, so it's even more chaotic, whereas Worms is usually team-based. But that balance of developing some skill, but it's always going to be so chaotic that you can't really control it, and it means that you can try to do the best you can, but it's going to be silly fun no matter what. It kind of had that feeling to it, especially with the big weapons and explosions and just the out-of-control physics sometimes. That was really enjoyable, and I think the main thing is what you said. This is a game meant to be played with friends, and it's probably fun in single player, but I don't know if I would recommend it for that. If you have friends to play with, this is definitely something to try.
And it a little bit reminds me one game that is the most favorite out of all the 3 games out of Epic we got. That is Nuclear Throne. That one you can actually play multiplayer too,
Yep,
but
sure.
it is more of a single player one.
Yeah.
It is pixelated. It is a shooter only. There's no rockets, but it's addictive, a lot of fun, and Caleb's favorite game. So
One
check
of
it
my
out
favorites, yeah.
if you want to see the review of that.
That's up here, and we'll catch you next time.
See you.
Bye.